Hi everyone, welcome back to Art a la Carte, and in this video I'm going to take a color pencil drawing that I did of Snow White, and I'm going to kind of focus this tutorial on the skin tone coloring and how I applied that. Now I have a whole series I've done on using color pencils called Color Pencils 101. I'll leave a link to that playlist in the description box below, and you can check that out. It goes through all of the different tools and methods and stuff like that. But I have gotten a lot of comments in recent videos on hitting more poignant topics. So please know that if I ever do a 101 tutorial series and it's completed, yet there are still some things that I didn't cover, you can always request those and I will try to do supplementary videos to address those. So one that I get a lot is, how do you make your skin tones look good and not just flat skin color? So let's take this sketch here that I worked on and break that down. The very first thing I do is, again, sketch out my drawing, and I do it really, really lightly. If you do it with graphite pencil, then you're going to want to make sure that you remove as much of the graphite as possible, because your graphite is going to blend in to your color pencils and it's going to make them look muddy and dull. For this one I used my Cool Erase Prismacolor color pencil, which is red, which is erasable as well, but I'm going to go ahead and ink this in as well using just a regular inking in tool. Once I ink this all in, then I'm going to go back in and erase the lines that I don't need. But remember, you want to give it a chance to dry, the ink to dry, before you erase it, because otherwise it's going to smudge your ink and it'll make you very frustrated. Believe me, I've done it. Yep. Alright, so I have the picture almost all the way completed, inked in, and I'm adding in some line weight to it just to add a little bit to the drawing. I do have a video tutorial on line weight that I kind of talk briefly about it, but if you'd like a more in-depth video on line weight, let me know and I'll see about creating a better video for that. Let's get on to actually adding some colors. First, you want to think about the skin tone. Are you a dark skin tone? Are you olive complexion? Are you a redder skin tone? Warmer skin tone? What? For Snow White, obviously she's very pale, hence the name Snow White. And so I'm using some really light skin tones, like some light peaches and creams. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is know where my highlights are. You want to save the whitest part of your paper for the whitest shine on her face. So don't just take your color pencil and color all over her face and neck and arms, because you're losing your highlights. So what I do is I find my medium to darkest tones and I start there. Begin to apply in a little bit of color pencil. I'm using kind of a creamy peach color, and I'm just beginning to build these tones in places where maybe the shadow would be hitting, like on the eyelids, because the forehead is there, and so there's going to be a little bit of shadow on your eyelids, under the nose, underneath the hair, under the chin. Anything that I want to push back, I'm going to add some shadows to that. And that's just going to take some practicing and observation, looking at people's faces, looking at your own face in different kinds of light, and finding out where are those places that have shadows. So you'll see it's not my darkest darks yet, but I'm beginning to lay those colors in. I'm also creating gradients, so I'm not having this shade come out and then just stop and then boom, be white, because I'm going to have this bold difference and it's going to cause this kind of blockiness. So using the pressure from your pencil is really going to help you create this. The harder you push with your colored pencil, the more you're going to burnish the color into the paper, which means it's going to get a richer and thicker color, but it's going to be a little bit harsher. Now when you go into shadows, sometimes we think, oh, shadow is just a darker shade of the original color. So if you're using tan, you're going to use brown. Well, I do use a darker shade, but I also throw in some other colors in there to help balance it up and give it some interest. So this one here, I'm using kind of a cool gray color to go in and begin to add in a little bit of shade and shadows on the face. If you look at your face in the mirror, you're going to see that the shadows are kind of that bluish, purpley, grayish tones, not just so much a darker shade of the original color. But you definitely can do that. So here I'm going to go ahead and begin adding in some darker brown to kind of keep the color warm in her face. The trick with this is one, don't use the same color for the whole thing. Two, use light pressure to dark pressure to create a gradient. Don't have any just like, you know, pencil marks. That is a professional term. Rah, pencil marks, okay? And then use a variety of different colors. So don't just use one color, push it darker to create darker tones. Use your purples and your blues and your grays and even darker shades of that color. Using these tips will help you to create that more full shadowed and colored textured tone to your skin. Again, it depends on what skin tone you are. This technique also works pretty much on the rest of my drawing, if you'll see while I'm doing the hair. Again, starting off not covering the whole thing with the grays for her hair, finding those highlights and then beginning to push the colors in gradually. It's all about taking your time. Don't rush color pencils or it's going to look kind of not so good. Scrub those colors in gradually. I'd love to see your guys' color pencil work, so make sure to send me your pictures or pictures of your pictures, either to my Facebook page or Instagram, or in my P.O. box. I'll have the link to those in the description box below. This was a super fun picture to draw. I've been kind of wanting to do every single Disney princess, so I've gotten Snow White done. How many more do I have to go? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Quite a few. If you're brand new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. I upload 3 new videos each week, and most of my videos are based on requests from you guys. Make sure to put your requests in the comment section below. You never know, it might end up as a future video. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of the other videos. I have tons and tons and tons of other videos out there on all different types of art. I'll leave a link to some other fun videos in the description box below. Well, thank you again, guys, so much for hanging out with me. And until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.